The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of PLAAY Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for another edition of the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge, as the Habs now welcome into the forum the 1995-96 Philadelphia Flyers. So as you guys can see, according to the adjustments, no change. As ever. So again, a refresher for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time. This game will be played entirely with Hockey Blast Express for the full 60 minutes. Non-stop action here. The team with the most amount of games won within the 60-minute time frame will win the day. And then, of course, if the game is still going on when the timer hits 0, we will finish out that game that we are currently in and then stop for the day. So no matter what happens, the team with the most victories in the time frame will win the day. With that being said, your starting goaltenders for Game 1 will be Ron Hextall for the 95-96 Flyers, and he will be countered at the other end of the ice is with Michel Larocque for the 76-77 Habs. This is going to be a feisty one, folks, as we get set here for a good old-fashioned hockey matchup between the Flyers and the Habs. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Clock operator, please start the clock. And we're going to begin with a visitor scoring chance of a 53. Home player in 3, that's Eric Lindros. He stops a goal, a Montreal goal opportunity, with a quality roll of power or a square. He doesn't have a square, but he does have power, so he's going to stop the... it's a visitor scoring chance. Sorry. That is Jarvis. My fault. I'm sorry. That's Jarvis. My bad. My correction. It is Doug Jarvis. He doesn't have power, but he does have a square. So Jarvis is the one that will be stopping the Philadelphia goal. My fault on that one. And we will move on to the next segment. We got a quality check, this time between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Flyers. So the lucky contestant for the Habs will be Serge Savard, as he's going to take on somebody with skill. Oh, pick your poison between Haller, Lindros, Howardchuk, and Leclerc. I do want to keep one power play circle out there. So I think we're going to go with, you know what, we'll let the dice roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6 is a reroll. So player number 2, that's Dale Howardchuk. He has skill, as both players will flop, and we move on in the here in Game 1 of this time frame. Quality check again, this time between players 5 and 2. For the Habs, that's Bill Nyrop, and for the Flyers, that's Trent Klatt. We're looking for power. Both guys have power, and we will move on to the next segment. Visitor scoring chance of a 52. Home player in 2, that's Jimmy Roberts. He stops a goal, Philly goal opportunity with a quality roll of smart or a square. He does have smart, and he does have a square, so he will stop the Philadelphia goal from scoring. And this is going to be a good old-fashioned Donnybrook hockey fight, folks, as we are through 20 minutes in the books. And as you can see by our score, it is zip, zip all across the scoreboard. we start the second period with a penalty. Anybody between Renberg and anybody on the ice for the Habs. Well, unfortunately, Michael Renberg will be the unlucky contestant going to the penalty box, as he will have the higher penalty rating. So we're going to roll a die and choose between the power play takers. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 will be a reroll. So player number 2, how fortunate. That's Guy Lafleur. So he's going to be moving in on Ron Hextall, hopefully to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the save. He does so. Wow. Ron Hextall stops the Habs from scoring a huge power play goal. And what a good penalty kill save by Ron Hextall. And we move on to the next segment. We got a quality check, this time between anybody on the ice for the Habs and and player number 4, that's Kevin Haller for the Flyers. We're looking for skill. Pick your poison between both guys. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to give the opportunity to, we'll roll the die. Player number 2, that's Mario Tremblay. So both guys will have skill. And we move on in this one. Oh, and a home scoring chance of a 63. Home defense stop, breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make play save. Yikes. Yes, play save. Yep. So Ron Hextall needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to stop it. Oh, and he won't. He will score as the Montreal, the Montreal Canadiens will score the goal as the there we go. As we'll see and determine who scored the goal right now. For third best shot rating, so the best out on the ice is Lamar. The second best is between Lapointe and Robinson. And the third best, I think the third best is going to go to Bob Gainey. So Bob Gainey is going to score the goal, and there will be, and it's going to be unassisted. So an unassisted breakaway on that one, on that goal, and the Habs and the 76-77 Habs lead it 1-0 as we continue on in the 15th minute of the second period. Quality check, this time between players 4 and 5. That's Robinson and Chris Theron, or I think it's Theron. We're looking for skill. It looks like Robinson has skill, as he's going to be moving in on Ron Hextall, who needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Otherwise, it's going to be 2-0 Habs. And Ron Hextall makes the save. We move on with a home scoring chance of a 33. Home player in 1, that's Maury Wilson, creates a goal opportunity with a quality roll of star or a triangle. Oh no, Maury Wilson does not have a star, neither does he have a triangle. So I believe that is going to end up being no action. So after 40 minutes in the books, the Habs will take this one into the second intermission before the third period begins by a score of 1-0 after 40 minutes of hockey in the books. We begin the third with a penalty check between player number 1, that's Shutt, and anybody on the ice for Philadelphia. Here's the thing, though. They can tie, but unfortunately, Philly is not going to be able to go on the power play because Steve Shutt has a penalty rating of 0.5, and Dale Hawerchuk The only two that can tie is Desjardins and Dale Howardchuk. Let's have the decider die decide. We tie. And we will tie. So between Howardchuk and Desjardins, who will tie Steve Schutz, which is our picked player here? It's Howardchuk. And it will be Howardchuk. So both guys tied with the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we are going to move on in this one. Quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Roberts and Samuelson. We're looking for star. Neither player has star. So we will move on in this one here with the Habs leading game 1 by a score of 1-0. Another quality check, this time between players 1 and 5. That's Gainey and Theron. We're looking for speed. Both guys have speed, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a quality check, this time between players 4 and 3. So we got Savard and Eric Lindros. Good luck. We're looking for star. Both guys have star, and we will go to the empty net mini chart, hoping for the Flyers, hopefully, to get on the board to force overtime in game 1. We got a 6, and the game is over. Stop the clock. Oh, my goodness. So, what an action back and forth game this was between the Flyers and the Habs. But unfortunately for the Habs, they will take but unfortunately for the Flyers, they will lose game 1 by a score of 1-0. With that being said, stay tuned for the game 1 Bitty Beer game summary and game 2 coming up right after this. As always, every game summary in this project is brought to you by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer.